uniforms. 50 years ago, the Memphis sound of the ABA. I think if we're going to honor an ABA team, we should play with a red, white, and blue ball.
I like that. I love that red, white, and blue ball.
Oh, so did I. Had one as a kid and loved it.
That's what'd you learn at the half, Steph?
Ja Morant had 12 points in the second, so some defensive adjustments happening, more to continue.
Yeah, look, and that's an area we talked about it earlier where Minnesota's usually very good who's defending the three. They give up the third fewest and have the sixth best percentage defense against the three, but tonight, as Ja Morant shoots another one, and 70% from three, 14 for 20.
I mean, that's the thing. Yes, the threes are coming in volume, but man, knocking them down at an impressive clip. Both of these teams, you expect that from Minnesota. Memphis beating up their own game right now. It's Randall. Minnesota typically very good guarding the three-point line. It is a point of emphasis for Chris Finch. But they found some open spaces out there. And there's a steal. McDaniels on the runaway.
Memphis, you've got to be a little bit concerned that you're shooting 66% from the floor, 70% from three, and you're up one.
A lot of offensive firepower in this one. Last meeting between these two teams, looks like McDaniels got caught.
Center, impossible.
Normally you take the chances to see if Morant will miss a three.
Yeah, but he's been shooting the three so well in the 6 games since he's come back off that injury.
Yeah, it really has. And Morant's hit 3 threes tonight, made half of his threes. Minnesota down a point with the ball, just getting started here in the third quarter. Been a very entertaining matchup thus far. Randall off 1 foot. Shooters, Julius Randle.
Minnesota back in front.
Randall's got 15. Biggest lead in this game, 8. Minnesota had an 8-point lead. Biggest lead for Memphis was ball.
Foul there on Aldama over the top. Memphis hasn't missed many shots tonight, but when they have missed, they haven't been able to get anything back. Only 1 offensive rebound. It's an area that's really dropped off in the last few.
Both with 4. There's a delay for Taylor Jenkins. 36 and 18. They were second in the West at the All-Star break. They had a 6-game lead on the Wolves, who were in 7th at the time. Tomas Isolo. Then they have won the last 3. We were there for his first win in Miami, and they have not lost since. Ja Morant had the buzzer beater. 2
coaches now in the NBA, Taylor Jenkins and Michael Malone, fired with fewer than 10 games to go in the season, and both teams were 15 games over 500 when the coaches got fired.
Here's Conley on the drive with the left hand. Finish by Mike Conley.
And we haven't seen those this year. A career low 37% from 2-point range. He's been very effective from 3, but has really had trouble finishing.
Bay cannot hit. Minnesota on a 13-0 run with the ball. Randall drops his shoulder.
Another attack of the rim, and now they're back on the defense. Morant all the way to the rim, but can't finish for Memphis. We know that. That's just one of the problems they've had. They foul quite a bit.
So early in his tenure as the interim head coach.
Well, a lot more pick and rolls. They've talked about that. They were at one point in this season running among the fewest pick and rolls in the league. That's really picked up. Started to pick up under Taylor Jenkins anyway, but has picked up a lot for an assist on that. But they have not hit the offensive glass as hard. They have not forced the number of turnovers that they were before, but they've been better at the ball. And we see him with a great finish there. Now 23 points to go with his 5 assists.
That was a good example of it as Randall hits a 3 over Edey. Wolves out of a cannon here in this second half. They are really rolling right now. They have taken the air out of this building.
Some like you showed in the first half. You know, he was taking a gamble on creating a layup on the fast break. That's just careless. Those you cannot have.
Conley drops it off Gobert, and Bane quarter thus far as Gobert in the play-in. And then on Friday, second chance here as Edwards hits it. Is raining down right. It's gone to 11.5, and what a quarter this has been. It was 72-67 Memphis at the half. Minnesota's outscored the Grizzlies 26-5 in this third quarter. 26 points on the board. in the first 5 minutes of this third quarter as Ja Morant throws it away.
As you can see, the game of runs there. Minnesota on a huge one right now.
Minnesota on the other end of what they endured in Milwaukee on Tuesday. As Randall scores again. Randall has 12 in the quarter.
Now their defense is the problem. They just can't stop Minnesota at all right here in the third quarter.
Edwards gets by Bane, kicks it, and throws it into higher than the t-shirt toss usually goes. 10 for 10 this quarter are the Wolves. Jaren Jackson with those 4 fouls. One in.
They need a lot more of those, and they've got to get some stops down here. You're not coming from 16 down with just making shots.
I don't think there's any lead that the Wolves could muster right now that Wolves fans would feel comfortable with after what they saw Tuesday. Late clock, Randall's got to put one up, does so, hits the rim, and the foul.
Second chance points by the Wolves.
Pippen goes all the way, he's fouled.
He has been even better. 7 games, averaging about 14 points and 5 assists, shooting 54% from the floor and 54% from 3.
Ja Morant got the highlights last Thursday in Miami with that game winner, rightly so, as Morant fouled.
Shot fake creates
the app. 2 free throws for Edwards, 36 points. Only in the third quarter. Pippen, fake pass, and now they lead it by 16. That's the run, 30-8. 6 minutes of time. It came quick.
But 2 quick buckets by Pippen, and Chris Finch wanted a timeout. He does not want to see any let up. They just went through giving up a point lead in 10 minutes the other night in Milwaukee. You don't want to take any time off and let this Memphis team get going again.
Oh, Morantism not only hangs but contorts, and able to score the basket. Ja Morant scored the first 5 points of this quarter. He's got 25 now. Dished out 6 assists. Randall, he's had a big third. Randall taking on Aldama, backs his way in. They clear it out. Randall no good. There's Edey with a rebound. Pippen pushes. Memphis just got their first board of the quarter as Morant misses. Bounce pass to Edwards. Gobert running the floor. Edwards takes it himself. Morant.
Here because I couldn't get him. Shooting his 13th free throw. Memphis has shot him.
Because Morant hangs again.
Normally a very good offensive.
Ja Morant.
But again, we keep saying it, you're going to have to get a lot of stops. I mean, you can score, but that's not going to get it done.
Nice lead, Edwards. Playmaking. And picks up an assist for his big man right there. Edwards sitting on 38. As Pippen knocked. Randall has 14 in the quarter, and those two have combined for 26 of the 38 points. Pippen pushing double figures once again. And Pippen hits the deck.
Santi Aldama may have had his hands on him, but he didn't push him into that.
Pippen, and it's blocked by Gobert. Edwards defending. Jaren Jackson Jr. got Naz Reid on him. Gobert lurks, and Jackson.
His comfort zone.
Naz Reid picks up. 3:22 remaining in the third quarter. Memphis led by 5 at the half. And then a huge surge by Minnesota to start this third quarter. Alexander Walker up and over Edey, certainly altered that shot. Bane out of the pack. Bane in a big second quarter. Jackson guarded by DiVincenzo, drops his shoulder. And Jackson to Edey. Edey kicks it, Aldama passed it up. There's a screen there by John Goebel.
Well, John was known for that as his, when he played at Miami Senior High in Florida. He was known as a great screener.
FIU too. Aldama probably should have put that one up. I don't think he could believe that Edwards couldn't get through the official screen.
I had it as a moving screen myself.
Here's Edwards. He shakes Aldama, buries another piece.
As you reported earlier, Jalen Wells is out due to a right wrist fracture and facial lacerations, guys, but I'm so happy to report that he returned. He's here. Spirits, teammates, so happy to see him. So, of course, good news.
Thanks, Stephanie. And that is your primary pieces. Even Brandon in their first 2 games, he was real trouble for the Wolves. As Jackson can't get it to go. A third chance here, and Pippen, that's a
buckets.
There you go.
12 for 32. Tonight, he's got 13 buckets.
A selfie in the hospital. He's still in his Grizzlies uniform with a thumbs up that he's going to be all right. Jackson misses badly, sticks it in the neck. And Minnesota in ball control. I don't have to remind Wolves fans that the Wolves were up 20 points at the end of the 3rd Tuesday. With 10 minutes left in the game in Milwaukee Tuesday, they were up 24. Bucks went on a 23-0 run. Finished with a 34-3 run. And get the idea, talking to Chris Finch before the game, there's a few things that you can learn from a game like that. They certainly didn't shy away from it. They went to the film, pointed out a few things. Mostly, though, it was the ball handling and the Milwaukee zone that gave them a lot of trouble. They turned it over way out of character in that 4th quarter, and then they just couldn't stop the ball from rolling. They have 9 turnovers in the 4th quarter, Stan.
Right, to only 1 for Milwaukee.
Did in that 4th quarter on Tuesday. That one's going to sting the Wolves, but you know, after all of that, as Edey's comeback responded well thus far tonight. They're up 21 here as we go under 10 minutes remaining in this game.
Well, yeah, but
and then they have home games coming up. They have 2 home games to finish the year. They're in great shape, Minnesota.
They have 2 home games against teams who are hoping to lose.
And the Cooper Flag sweepstakes as Pippen.
Scottie Pippen's become one of my favorite players this year because I see the same thing from him every night.
Yeah.
Great energy, works on both ends of the floor, picks up the pace of the game every time he comes in.
Randall, acrobatic finish. They got to a strong hand, able to put it in.
This is one of the best games Randall's had since he's come back.
He's got 26 now. Chinzo. 20, 1 out of 2 for Edey. Mike Conley at the controls. Steady point guard. 12 years here at Memphis. Still one of the all-time favorites. They'll retire his number when he's done playing. Randall late clock, and that's going to be a foul.
Realize, no, that one's too obvious.
Keep moving.
That one's too obvious. I can't even argue that one.
Morant gets low. Morant missed it. At 13 buckets in the first 3 quarters here tonight. Here is Morant. Got it, Morant.
He's going to continue to shoot the 3 the way he has since he's come back off injury. I don't know how you guard him.
I'd say it also the Scottie Pippen part of that equation.
Starting level point guard in this league, and I think he'll get that opportunity from someone pretty soon.
Edwards misses the 3. Wow, McDaniels was
little run. That's right, and you know, getting that deja vu feeling with the Timberwolves.
Screws will tighten quickly. I wonder if Memphis will go to a zone at all. He was flat-footed and falling the other way. It's a 10-2 Grizzlies run now. Getting a little anxious if you're in Minnesota. Here's Randall for 3. Missed it. Edey and Gobert. Pippen guards Edwards. Gets himself out of the corner, drops it off. And a rim run, McDaniels, and he scores on Edey.
McDaniels and a nice feed from Gobert.
Gobert's got 3 assists, 11.7 rebounds. Defensive presence always. Bane sets up, Morant, in and out it goes. Again, Morant was open for 3 in the corner. Edwards, Pippen grabs his jersey.
He doesn't need to be grabbing somebody's jersey and just giving away fouls.
Alexander Walker, in and out. Randall's there, offensive rebound, missed it. And it's Bane out of the pack. Memphis trying to keep this run going here. Bane drives it. Bane scores again. League leaders in layups all year. He's had a couple of big ones in this 4th quarter, part of this Memphis run right now. Bane pushing 30 points once again. Julius Randle open, fires, misses, one and done. Grizzlies down 15 with the ball. Pippen got stuck in the air. And now Bane. Tough shot, guarded by Edwards. They had time. Warriors on ESPN. All the games in the East start at 1 Eastern. All the games in the West at 3:30 Eastern. Minnesota with a big possession here, and they hit three. Jaden McDaniels comes out of that timeout. That lead had been carved down to 15 as Morant comes up short, and Edwards secures the rebound.
Well, they blitzed Anthony Edwards twice. He's gotten the ball to Gobert. Gobert has had an assist twice. That one for a three.
McDaniels got Aldama on him. That's been the matchup they have sought out tonight. Well, Minnesota missing a lot of shots in this fourth quarter. That's their 9th miss of the quarter. Morant, three-point. Trying to will his Grizzlies back into this thing. 5 made threes for Morant. He's got 33 tonight.
They are 17 for 30 from three, and they're down 15 points.
Edwards, no good. Aldama with a rebound. In the hands of Morant. Under 5 minutes to go in regulation. Morant for three, feeling it, missed it. Pippen the offensive rebound. Sets up Morant in the corner. He drives, he hangs, and he scores! And until now,
again.
I thought we were past that, Stan.
Wow, I'll tell you what.
So he's 4 for 5 now. Minnesota by 13, 4.5 to go. Conley might have had a toe on the line. He missed it anyway. Pippen pushes. He's got Morant running with him. Bane, the trailer. Jackson sets up for three. Jackson!
It happened 2 games in a row.
I mean, that look by Chris Finch said it all. Are you kidding me, he says. 4 minutes to go. Memphis has outscored Minnesota by 12 in the quarter. McDaniels again in the corner, no good. One and done. Aldama up ahead. Pippen leaves it for Bane. Three-pointer, no. Randall, strong rebound.
If he would have made that, this place would have exploded. They need Anthony Edwards to get going. I mean, he had 3 great quarters. He didn't score in the fourth quarter Tuesday night, or didn't score a bucket in the fourth quarter.
He looks winded. He asked Conley to keep it on this side of the floor. Randall backs his way down, big body, what a bucket. Pippen right back at him, missed it. Randall the rebound.
Thought he got fouled, but great pace. Scottie Pippen Jr. just relentless pushing the pace.
Again, it's Conley to Randall on this side of the floor. Double team comes, and Randall held on to it too long. Turnover. Aldama. Ja Morant guarded by Edwards. Morant, three-pointer. He was looking for a foul. And now Pippen with a steal. Morant, toe set, gives it up to Bane. Missed it. Morant offensive rebound. Well, Minnesota giving Memphis some chances here. 2.5 to go. Morant fouled.
Frustrating second.
Edwards with 44. In and out. Minnesota led by 23 with just over 10 minutes remaining. Memphis has outscored them by 11 cents. Conley to Gobert. Gobert. Jam. And now it's back up to 14. Memphis got to go quick. Pippen. And able to hit a little bit. We're back in action tomorrow. Memphis has the dreaded late national game tonight and the trip to Denver. Always tough place to play, especially when you're on the second of a back-to-back, and it'll be a late arrival, early morning arrival for the Grizzlies.
You know what makes it even tougher, though? If they didn't have Nikola Jokic, you could get in late, you know, the whole thing, and you'd probably be okay, but they have the best player in the world, too, so it makes it even harder.
And they'll have a matchup with
Indeed. But that Denver
hits the road tonight.
You think that 128 is going to really...
44 for Anthony Edwards.
31 for Randall with 10 rebounds and 5 assists, too. It might be his best game of the year, but it's certainly been his best game since he's come back.
Sets up Naz Reid in the corner. Coach Anthony Edwards, in the first 2 meetings against Memphis, both Memphis wins, he combined for 47 points. And Jackson so 47 points in 2 games for Edwards, the first 2 meetings. Tonight, 44. He was 13 of 19. He missed just 6 shots. He made 7 threes tonight, did Edwards. And Minnesota picks up their first win of the year against the Grizzlies. And has caused the tiebreaker on. So they've had Memphis will have a big matchup. Who's it going to be in the playoffs? The West is going to be epic this year.
Yes, it certainly is.
But it's going to be whatever matchup throughout that West. We got Oklahoma City and Houston in the 2 top spots. Lakers look like they're poised to secure the 3rd spot. But 4 through 8 still up for grabs here. G.G. Jackson will just dribble it out. And that'll take us to the finish line. Big scoring night in Memphis. Minnesota wins it 141 to 124.